excited to be here with Christina Nielsen. She is a professional race car driver and co-founder of Accelerating Change. Thank you so much for being with Beauty and Keys.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So you're incredible. Everything that she's done is amazing, especially as a female. But tell me about how you got into race car driving.
You know, my dad used to race, but it wasn't before I sort of accidentally sat in a rental go-kart that I fell in love with it. And, you know, I went home and I asked my dad, hey, can we go racing? He rolled his eyes and I was like, sure, let's do it. And I think ever since that day, you know, my family is supportive of me. I think they found out once I set my mind to something, then that's what's going to happen. I've been lucky enough to be racing in the WeatherTech Championship in the last couple of years.
Wow.
I've raced quite a few brands there, Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, Acura. So yeah, and also AMG now.
So you've been the first female driver for quite a few brands, correct?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Porsche, Ferrari, and so which brand has been your favorite to race?
You know, I'm a race car driver, so I enjoy every race car that I get to sit behind the wheel of, but I think for me the biggest thing is the family that you're surrounded by and the people that you work with. I've been very fortunate with some of the people I've worked with. Giacomo Matteoli, the team owner of Scuderia Corsa, is, you know, an amazing man who put on an amazing race team, and you know, we went ahead and we won 2 championships together. I went with Alessandro Balsan, my co-driver. We won in 16 and 17. That was when I made history as the first woman to ever win a full season major sports car championship in North America. Say this year in America, I'm racing with Catherine Legge, with Jackie Heinrich of Heinrich Racing, and Mara Schenk Racing and Caterpillar. And I mean, those guys are just on it as well. It's a really good team, really good dynamic, and you know, they do an amazing job every weekend. A lot of times people always focus on us drivers. We get all the attention, we're the stars, but the truth is, you know, if they don't get the strategy right, if they don't get the setup right or the pit stops right, it's just not going to be our race day. So it is really a team effort, and you know, it's quite amazing to be a part of.
Is race car driving your life? Like, what's your other interest?
I definitely spend a lot of time on the racetrack. I actually decided to spend even more, I guess, with Accelerating Change, which is something I started with Mariana Small. It's a corporation that tries to give women experiences within the automotive industry, gets them an opportunity to explore some aspects of the industry that they might not have wanted to do before, because it can be intimidating walking in and, you know, the room is full of guys. So we wanted to create events that were female focused, give them an opportunity to go and explore together, build a community.
Beauty and Keys, I started that too.
100%.
On the track, I was one of the only girls, and I thought, no way, there must be other girls. And by opening, you know, that viewpoint of mine, I've been able to meet incredible women like you, and there is so many great women in the car community that we just got to bring them together, like you said, with Accelerating Change. So this car is absolutely gorgeous. So how are you partnered with Mercedes?
So I got introduced to AMG Thousand Oaks earlier this year, and honestly, it's just been an amazing experience.
And so what's your favorite part of this car? Obviously the engine sounds incredible.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the perfect combo of something that is practical but also very sporty at the same time. You get a beast, you get a race car, but you know, at the same time, you know, I can actually fit quite a few things in the truck, which I appreciate.
Definitely, that's important. Yeah. Especially, I mean, even with Porsche and other cars, it's like, I can only put my little purse.
Exactly. So, you know, I really love that. I have to say, I also love the design inside. You know, it's very easy to read. It has a lot of cool effects. You know, as a race car driver, you're always like looking at a lot of numbers. We do that when we drive our cars as well. Mm-hmm. So, you know, for me, this is, yeah, everything I could wish for, basically.
So you've driven Porsches, Ferrari, Aston Martin. If you could have any car in the whole world, what would you have?
Oh, that's a good question. So as a road car?
Yeah, as a road car, yeah.
You know, for sure within the AMG family, something like the AMG GTR, mm-hmm. I think is the closest you get to the kind of race car that I race. So that would definitely be a choice. I have to say, I'm also crazy about like the Porsche Carrera GT. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of trunk space though.
That's true.
But a lot of horsepower, and you know, but honestly, like put me in any sports car and you know, I'll have a smile on my face.
Well, tell me more about you as a person. So you know, like we had said, race car driving is a huge part of you, but what else do you love?
I mean, I'm from Denmark, so I grew up there. I moved to the States, moved to California about 5 years ago, and I mean, I love it over here, but my friends and family is everything, so I definitely miss having them around. It's who I spend the majority of my free time with. I'm always, you know, hanging out with them. But, you know, over here, you know, we have beautiful surroundings, going to the beach, going hiking, going, you know, playing tennis. It's great to live in a place compared to Denmark where during the winter, you know, you turn on the light in the morning and you almost never switch it off when it's winter because you don't really see the sun sometimes. That's not the case here in California. So, you know, in terms of being active and being outdoors, it's a really nice place to live. And yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying it, but you know, I still think home is where the people you care about are.
For sure.
So I think, you know, Denmark still mainly has my heart.
Definitely. And where that you have raced do you feel has your heart?
America, 100%. If it's racing, I mean, there's not a single racetrack that we race in the WeatherTech Championship that I do not look forward going to. I like old school tracks. You know, American racetracks are built so that you have asphalt, you have curb, you have grass, you have wall. Meaning, if you make a mistake, the consequences are high, which I think challenges the driver to have to be even more of a perfectionist and being comfortable taking these risks. A lot of the new Formula 1 circuits are, you know, very wide. You have a lot of runoff space, so it doesn't punish you in the same way if you make a mistake. And I think that takes away some of the finesse that you need to have when you race the American circuits.
Yes, because although we're sitting right now, you are quite a bit taller than I am.
I am a lot of legs, yes.
But sitting down, we look the same, so that's good.
Yeah, I have a short torso, just long legs. Yes.
Lucky. No, I'm like a little pony. You're short legs, short little torso.
Well, my old team used to call me T-Rex because I have short arms. So like long legs, tall body, and then like, you know, little hands.
So good. Well, good for racing, to hit the pedal to the metal.
I guess so, yeah.
Also, you're a woman, and I've seen other interviews with you, but you were saying that sometimes, are you treated different or no?
Yes, I am. You know, within the team, no. I don't know. Like, you know, the team owner, he's on our radio. You know, he tells you to go, we have to go. Like, you know, he demands exactly the same from the guys as you do, or as he does from Catherine and I, which I love. I think that's great. We're treated as drivers, the helmet is on, gender does not matter. But, you know, I can be sitting in an autograph session and I'll be in my suit, I'll be next to the guys, my face and my name will be on the autograph card, but I'm still the one that gets the question, are you a driver? So, and they don't ask the guys that. And that's what we're also trying to do with accelerated change. It's all about creating awareness.
I love it, and I love that you're building it so quickly. You just started it this year, and then now it's already growing to a national event.
Yeah, go big or go home, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I said earlier, you know, I normally see 1 to 3 women at these track days. We had 46 women show up.
See, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I think when people, like this video hopefully shows how amazing the women in the car community are. I mean, they're down to earth. Yeah, they're down to earth and fun and just want to build a community. And yeah, tell girls who obviously haven't been in a race car before, what is it like suiting up and getting in it and everything like that?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, a lot of people also think, you know, we just show up and drive and that's it. But that's not the case. Like, you know, today I went on the simulator. I went to Base 51 here in Los Angeles. They use CXE products and, you know, just practice the track because I haven't been there before. And they're very accurate. They're very good. And yeah, then we do data, we do video. We look at onboard from other drivers. We look at data from previous lap times, and we look at the gears and everything that goes into basically being able to not feel like that when you show up it's your first time. Like by the time you show up you want to already feel like, oh, I've been here before, or you know, I got my memory refreshed from a year ago when I was here the last time. So, you know, there's a lot of preparation to it, and yeah, you know, you suit up. Sometimes, you know, race days for us is so busy, like we're running around, there's all the fans, we have the autograph sessions, and frankly my favorite moment is probably when I go and sit in the car right before the start and I take a deep breath, and at that point, you know, we can't change the car, there's no changes to make, Nobody's gonna be coming and talking to me. We're not taking photos or anything. It is just me in the car, and we're ready to go.
Ooh, I got goosebumps. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty
And then
cool.
just getting ready and thinking about what race you are gonna win.
Yes, that would be very nice. Yes, exactly.
So with Accelerated Change and all these amazing events that you're doing, what is it like working with the women in the industry?
I mean, the majority of the time it's great. And, you know, I think it's important that we set an example that, you know, we're here to be supportive of each other. We're here to be authentic, you know, not steal each other's ideas, but, you know, giving the spotlight to and sharing it, but also being okay with saying, here's my friend, that person did something amazing, you know, let them shine and be supportive of that.
Definitely.
And, you know, I'm an open book. I'm a straight shooter, you know. I might say something you don't like, I can't promise you that. But, you know, most of the time, in my book, there's no dumb questions. You know, you can ask whatever you want. I have people sometimes sending me messages on social media as well, or coming up to me saying, you know, asking about driving, sponsorships, you know, image, whatever it could be. And sometimes I have an answer, sometimes I don't, but I try and help out where I can and share what I've learned from being in the industry the last 12, 15 years. And, you know, I really, really appreciate the women who's done the same for me. And I think that's the most important part to keep in mind with the women in the industry, that we all have our specialties, we all have our, you know, what we're good at. And, you know, if we combine those elements, we combine those skills, we can actually make something really great.
I think so too, and that's the same way with Beauty and Keys. That's what I always say about my events: no mean girls allowed. You know, if you're cool, sit with us. You know, like you said, authentic. I want to bring together, like you, authentic women who, you know, love not only cars but actually love building other women up.
Yeah, and you know, even though we don't share the same brand or, you know, stand for the same thing, I still think, like I said, we all have different skill sets. And I think what you bring to the table versus what I bring to the table is something that could be really cool when you bring it together. And that's what we want to do. You know, we hope to build community, or a community where the women make friendships but also make business connections.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and it's so awesome being with you here in LA, where you live now, seeing your beautiful Mercedes from Thousand Oaks. It's gorgeous, and so thank you so much for being with us in Beauty and Keys and sharing your incredible story about you.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's really been a pleasure.